Welcome to Chamber Exchange. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange, a TV show, is brought to you by our sponsors, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital. And it's an opportunity, the show, for us to bring on guests to talk about areas of economic development and issues in Worcester and Central Massachusetts. And we even go as far as Western Massachusetts. So big shout out to Western Mass as well. Brian Labovick from Labovick Law Group. Want to welcome Brian. Your law group powers MPRS Stat. And maybe we could talk a little bit about your law business and kind of the niche that you've kind of created.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. So the niche that we've created is in medical collections for doctors, hospitals. It's a very specialized niche. I call it the forgotten segment. In the medical billing world, any medical entity collects money in just a few ways, right? Like there's big buckets of money that roll into a hospital from governmental payers, Medicare and Medicaid,
right,
and Mass Health here. And then you've got this other big bucket of money that rolls in from contracted payers. That means health insurance.
Private insurance.
Private insurance companies, exactly. And then you've got these other little buckets of money, and they're small buckets. One of those buckets is the no-fault insurance that goes along with automobile insurance here, which is PIP insurance, personal injury protection.
Yeah,
right. And it's a small bucket, but the beauty...
So anyone who's got an insurance policy, got an automobile,
everybody,
you have it.
Even if you don't, let's say that you're driving in your friend's car and you get hit and you get hurt, they're going to have a PIP policy to cover you. So everybody, the law is designed so that everyone involved in any type of automobile incident will get $8,000 of PIP benefits, right? Now, if you have health insurance, you have to coordinate that with your health insurance. So you only get $2,000 up front in PIP, and then the rest of the benefits come later in a coordination of benefits. And that's what makes it hard, honestly. It's, Mass has this very unique system with Mass Health, with PIP, that's kind of two levels. And so getting that as a medical provider coordinated when most of your money comes from health insurance and government insurance, right? You're collecting those really well. You're paying great, close attention to it, but you're not paying attention to your PIP money.
And that's really important, right? So you mentioned that, the insurance companies, whether you're a PIP provider, or insurance company on the health inside,
right,
they're not necessarily knocking on the door saying, what else do I need to pay?
No.
Right? So you've got to be, as an attorney or advocate or collections team for a hospital, a healthcare provider, you've really got to know the policy, know all the nuances of it, and then kind of be aggressive in trying to, hey, you owe us.
Yeah, and in fact, not only are they not knocking on the door, they're intentionally not paying you the full benefits that you deserve under the policy. So if you have a contracted payer, a health insurance company, you've got a contract with that. As a doctor, I'm talking as a doctor or hospital, and you're going to get paid, let's say your charge is $100. You're going to get paid $43. That's all they're going to pay you because that's your contract, right? And it could be that it's 43, could be 67, I mean, whatever that is. PIP, if you bill PIP first, should pay you 100%, right? That's a lot better.
Right.
So if you have a $100 bill, instead of getting $43, you get $100. That's better for your medical practice. What will happen is that the PIP insurance carriers will say, that $100 bill really can be $80. We'll pay them $73, right? Whatever it is, they pay you less than you deserve. Your team gets it in. They don't know PIP billing. They don't know coordination of benefits. They don't have time to look up all of this. So they get a $73 payment in on something they usually see being paid at $43. What do they say?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
And they put it away. So you need somebody to go back and audit all of those old historical files. And you can go back pretty far and look at all of those files and then ask the PIP carrier to repay them. So we go back and we do a free audit for everybody that we do this for. We go back and we look up to 6 years. We can go back and we can make those claims. The insurance company must pay the exact amount for at least 2 of those years.
Right. And so who do we work with here? I mean, so we read in the newspapers, we hear in conversations and reporting on radio, TV, hospitals, healthcare providers, because oftentimes the reimbursement rate for care that they're providing is less than actually the cost of care.
Yes.
Margins are small, and you really need to be scrapping for every nickel and dollar, right?
You are so on it. Like, you totally understand the problem here, right? The world of business has made the world of medicine a very low margin industry. It really is tight in medicine. And you look at our hospitals, most of our hospitals in the state of Massachusetts run on a almost no margin basis. I think that the average margin is 2.1% on the positive side. Yeah. So we really are scrapping for dollars. And so when you have the ability to go back and bring in dollars that you were supposed to get, you really want to go back and make sure you pick up all of those chips, right? Because everybody else is cutting you down, cutting you down, cutting you down. Here, we bring a free service. It costs nothing to do the service. By the way, the service is 100% free to the medical provider. If we make claims, and if we get paid on those claims, and we're right, the law in Massachusetts has indicated that the insurance company, the auto insurance company, has to pay the collection fee.
Gotcha. So they're not taking it. You're not taking a piece of that.
Not taking a dollar from any of the medical providers. So the goal here is to keep medical care solvent for Massachusetts citizens and residents, and make sure that our medical system is healthy. Make sure that our doctors are paid properly. Make sure our hospitals are healthy. Our hospitals being healthy is of utmost importance, right? And you need to hold the PIP carriers' feet to the fire. Make sure that they pay all that money. And it helps. I mean, what hospital right now that's running basically, even if they're running in a healthy way, they're still hand to mouth. If bills don't come in fast, they don't pay. So we need to give them $2, $3, $4 million of collected money.
Right. So we're talking about hospitals, but then there's also providers, right?
Yes.
So in addition to that, there are therapists, occupational, physical therapists, chiropractors.
When you think about auto accidents, exactly that, right?
So you work with those providers as well.
Everybody who does any significant number of automobile accident case, bills. So that is physical therapists, chiropractors, orthopedists, neurologists, ambulance companies. We do a lot for the ambulance companies in the state. They get paid the worst, and it's not right. So we make sure they get paid properly. Hospitals, urgent cares, things like that.
Right. And then before we came online, also do some work with attorneys who are working in the field of personal injury claims. Yeah,
so we're not personal injury lawyers on the injury side of the case. Those people that do that work, right, the lawyers that do that, and we do that in Florida, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I started out as a PI lawyer, so I know the game on PI very, very well. But the Massachusetts lawyers that we work with will have a number of injury clients. Those clients go to the doctors. The doctors get paid a certain amount, right? If we can get PIP to pay the doctors a greater amount, it lowers the amount they have to pay back in medical care. It puts more money in the personal injury victim's pocket because their medical care is covered. So we do our best to help out the PI lawyers in the industry, and we go and we fill that in for them.
In a similar situation, right? You've got, you're a good personal injury lawyer. You know how to try cases. You know what it's like to speak to a jury or judge and make the case and build the case. You may not necessarily, again, be that expert or have the time in your practice to chase down these claims.
$1,000, $400, $700 4 times. I mean, so most of the PI lawyers, and on our PI side, we're dealing with catastrophic injuries and $56 million verdicts, and it's big money, right? This is a low margin, low numbers, but it's a numbers game. So you need a lot of claims.
And people are paying for it in your insurance, right?
And you don't pay for it, so that's a good thing. So it really works to the benefit of the consumer. It works to the benefit of the medical provider, and the auto insurance carrier just needs to pay their bills properly. And so they're taking the premiums in on it. They can do it. It's not a problem.
So there's a medical provider out there, from a big hospital to some of the smaller. If there's an attorney out there that does PI, how do they get in touch with you and kind of learn more?
Well, you can look up Maximum PIP Revenue Stat, or MPRS. We've got a great LinkedIn page. You can also look up Labovick, which is my last name. You can call 866 Labovick and you'll get me. So any of that will work. But if they want to get in touch with us, if you dial 561-888-8888, you can get us.
Wow.
So we've got phone numbers and anything online. Just look up maximum PIP revenue, and we're going to pop up.
Maximum PIP revenue.
Yep.
Brian Labovick, Labovick Law Group, MPRS Stat. Thanks. A great conversation.
It was wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Healthcare is a major provider in central Massachusetts, so we want to make sure that those caregivers are getting everything they need and those that are injured as well.
Yeah. Good for the state, good for the people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Come right back. We're going to have our second segment.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.